What's up, guys? It's Gage here. Welcome to Real Skull Talk. And today we get to talk about something that's been very controversial since really the Lions lost, or we lost to the Lions, I should say. Should the Vikings tank this season or keep fighting with now Jaron Hall starting and kind of see where it goes? And now there's a lot of takes on this. Oh, you're not a real fan if you don't cheer for the Vikings, and you want us to tank. And there's others like, dude, we could get a top 10 pick and get the franchise quarterback, our franchise quarterback that we've been waiting for the past 50 years for. So there's a lot of perspectives and everything like that. And I'm going to give you my take. Now, with the situation we're in. And I was always like that. I thought I would rather make the playoffs, but that was last week. Now I'm on board with because right now currently we're number 15 in the NFL draft, and it's very possible we could, if we lose against the Packers, we could be number 12. And by that, if we lose the rest of these games, we could be top. We could be number 9 according to my my research. Because Bears are 6-9. Raiders just got their 7th win. And you got the Atlanta Falcons, New Orleans Saints. You know those guys are not going to go 6 wins. I could see Saints having 8 wins. Not against, I'll take the win against the Bucks, but I could see them having 8 wins on the year. So we definitely could have a number 9 pick. And Kirk Cousins. Now this is something that's been a lot of people were like, oh, you're a Kirk Cousins hater. You don't like him. I'm like, I never said that. You know, one thing with that, with Kirk, I've never said he's a bad quarterback. He is a good quarterback. He's a very consistent player. But the one thing that he hasn't been is clutch in most important situations. Like playoffs. He's 1-3. And you can say all you want about him having bad team, bad coaches. He went 1-out against the Giants. And we had a terrible defense, don't get it wrong. But come on, guys. Like, Randall Cunningham in 98 had the best offense, very comparable to the offense we have now. And he still made the championship game with Randy Moss and Chris Carter. You don't think Kirk Cousins could have done that with T.J. Hockenson and Justin Jefferson? He lost against the Giants, one of the worst teams in the league. And even that time, they're making a run, but not really that good. Not good enough. And Kirk Cousins still lost. And it's the small things. Overthrowing Jefferson in the end zone. Fumbling the ball. Or running, or sliding short of the first down. When he runs, he kind of like... He kind of hesitates. And you can kind of see in his body language. He kind of hesitates. He doesn't know. He's trying to still make a decision while he's running. So Kirk Cousins, to me, now this is a situation that I would take Kirk Cousins back because he's coming off an injury. He's gonna be 36 years old, and he was having a big year. That's the reason why I would get him back. But he is a guy, and I was watching a video of his a while ago. When he was talking about when he was going to free agency the year he left the Washington Commanders. And he said he wanted to go back to the Commanders, but he wanted to head to free agency to see his value. And he's going to do the exact same process because it's no different. Kirk Cousins look at this as a job. There's people that look at this as a passion. Something that people dream of playing at and want to go to that Super Bowl. Kirk Cousins does not have that passion, not that fire in his heart, not in his bones, none like that. Even Phil Rivers had some fire. I would take him over Kirk Cousins any day. And Kirk, you know, now I'm grateful he's one of the best quarterbacks we've had since Brett Favre. But the difference is between him and Brett Favre is Brett Favre had fire. He had heart. Kirk Cousins, I don't see that. I just don't. You know, now he has moments, I will say, but I think this is such a deep quarterback draft. Why not draft someone like J.J. McCarthy, who's killing it in Michigan and he has that fire in his heart. And you can see every time he plays, he has that fire, and he's looking to accomplish his dreams. And I respect that, man. I respect that. And Vikings are they're such in a good position. If they lose these next 2 games, they'll have a top 10 pick, guaranteed. Because other teams will win. The Vikings. I wish they would kept Nick Mullins in because we definitely would lose these next 2 games, but yeah, I think it's best to just finish off the year. Now, I'm not saying the team would never purposely tank or purposely play bad because it is their jobs to play well. You know, they're going to treat this as a job and they're not going to just throw it away. But they don't have to put all their starters in. And Jordan Addison might not play this week. T.J. Hawkinson's out of the season, same as T.J. and Wanham. So it really isn't that hard to lose. And the Packers are hungry. The Vikings, it looks like they lost their fire a little bit. And they'll have them in them. Packers do. They want to make the playoffs, and they can make Jordan Love leading the way. Jordan Love has more fire than Kirk Cousins. He's not that good, but I'll give him respect for that. But with Kirk Cousins, honestly, he's gonna do the exact same process he did with the Washington Commanders, and he is going to go to free agency looking for the highest bidder and the best situation. But Kirk Cousins is gonna go after the money. As long as it's not the Patriots or something or with Belichick, I think he's probably gonna go with the highest bidder. And that's the reason I think Vikings. Oh shit. Fucked up my shoulder a little bit. So, now, Kirk Cousins. That's why I think we need to move on from him because he's gonna want he's probably gonna get 35 to 40 million per year. So he would a little less. It's gonna. It depends because his injury affected a lot, but he had a hell of a season when he was playing. So now we're gonna see if Kirk Cousins. Now, if he takes a hometown discount, let's run at Kirk Cousins. But still, we're going to need a quarterback in the future because Kirk Cousins is 36. He's not playing until he's 40. So, quarterback in the future in the draft is either way. I think it has to be done. But Kirk Cousins, I wouldn't take him more than $30 million. People are like, he had a MVP year. You forget what kind of injury he had. He tore his Achilles, which is a pretty major injury. And especially at his age, so he's not gonna be like he once was. So that shit's gonna be hit. So in my opinion, what I want to happen, I want JJ McCarthy draft. I hope we trade up a little bit to the 6th, maybe to the top 5, like the 5th or 6th pick. Draft JJ McCarthy and sign someone like Ryan Tannehill for like 20 to 25 million per year, which I think would be excellent. Or Joe Flacco. At least in Joe Flacco, I think he would join for 2 years, like 20 million per year because he is a veteran. He's older. But I think that's a much better situation than we're in. And you can call me a fake fan if you want, but I was born a Vikings fan. And I've been with the Vikings for a lot of tough situations. So calling those fake fans that want us to do better and that's tanking, don't blame them, dude. At this point, there's no point. Even if we made the playoffs, we go 1-0, most likely. We ain't beating the Lions. They're a better team than we are. They've proven that. But yes, Ryan Tannehill, hopefully we sign Ryan Tannehill or Joe Flacco and draft a quarterback like J.J. McCarthy in the draft. And that's my take on that. So, hoping that happens. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Like and subscribe, and I hope you scold that. What is up, all for wonderful beings? It's Gage here. Welcome to Real Skull Talk. And today, we're going to be talking about, is this Joe Flacco's Cinderella season? The season that came unexpectedly. No one guessed it. And it's like, it's like magic. Like right now, the Cleveland Browns with Joe Flacco. Now, Cleveland Browns, they have not been very good the past couple of decades. they before Baker Mayfield, before they made the playoffs in 2020, they didn't even sniff the playoffs since I believe it was 2004, a long time, and they have not. They've been terrible. They just been awful, and they just made a bad move. Deshaun Watson signed a $230 million deal, everything guaranteed, and he has not played up to his skill level and what he was signed for. And this comes with a risk of publicity, which is because he had, I believe it was 21 lawsuits or sexual allegations, I should say. And the Cleveland Browns, they had bad trade. Now they're not looked as like a proud franchise as much. Not that, they were never a good franchise as far as playing wise, but now morally they're looked at as not too much. Like there's even jokes going around. And everything coming down. And fan base, you have the most dead loyal fan base, and you've let them down once again. But after Deshaun Watson gets hurt, he's out for the season. Out of his 2 years, out of his 5-year deal, you are not doing too well. Not nearly as what you thought it would be. You put every steel on the table with Deshaun Watson, and it's not to pan out. Here comes Joe Flacco, Super Bowl winning quarterback. Been on after game replays from Lamar Jackson. He's been on and off the Jets and the Eagles, etc. And then after the injuries, you're like, Joe Flacco, we might need you, man. Called them up, Joe Flacco, are you looking for a job, man? Because we're if you haven't noticed, we're not looking too good. Joe Flacco's like, it's about time you called me, brother. It's time to get going. And Joe Flacco, at 38 years old, is still killing it. The last 5 games, he's had 300 yards. At minimum, 300 yards. And he's playing MVP level. Everyone's like, is it too late to give Joe Flacco the MVP award? Because he's playing his balls out. He's 5-1 as a starter. And the Browns just clinched the playoffs last night against the New York Jets. 34 to, I believe it was 17. Insane. Or 37 to 20. And Joe Flacco, he still has his cowboy arm. Even when he didn't complete passes, they were fucking rockets. And Joe Flacco, I say legit, this could be a very special season for him. And he said he plans on playing next year, so a lot of teams are going to be looking at that, despite his age. Joe Flacco, he could have a very special season. If he can keep that magic up in the playoffs, it's going to be very hard to beat someone like that. He's going to have some challenges like the Miami Dolphins, the Ravens. There's going to be wouldn't that be a hell of a storyline? Championship game, Lamar Jackson versus predecessor Joe Flacco. And I'm really happy to see Joe Flacco. So everyone kind of like, oh, he's done. Even the Jets didn't resign him. They thought he was all done. He had no juice left. Even I thought that for a minute. And Joe coming in, fucking, what's up? After he's about to hit 2,000 yards passing, and at the rate he's going, well, he probably won't hit 20 touchdowns, but dude. Like, end of the year, you brought the playoffs. You clinched in the playoffs for the first time since they've been in the playoffs since 2020, since Baker Mayfield brought them to the playoffs and lost to the Chiefs in the divisional round. And Joe Flacco, the one good thing about him, he has a lot of experience. He's been to the big game. He's won it. And he did consistently up until until they drafted Lamar Jackson. And they moved on from Joe because they thought, it's time. Joe kind of lost his juice and it's time to move on. Get the younger guy. And Joe Flacco has proven that he still has it. You know what I mean? Like, to me, Joe Flacco still has a year or two left that he can really push out. And I'm so happy to see this because a lot of the original guys are gone. Like, from the early 2000s. Ben Roethlisberger's retired. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers. All those guys are just basically retired. Him and Aaron Rodgers are the only ones that are left. So I grew up watching Joe Flacco. I'm a Vikings fan, but I did my some of my family's from Baltimore, so I definitely got to cheer for the Ravens a little bit. And I was so jealous. I remember when I was younger, I was like, man, it must be nice, man, having a fucking ball out team. Because at that point, when they went to the Super Bowl that year, the Vikings had Leslie Frazier and they had Christian Ponder. So I definitely was very jealous, like, you bastards. When I was a kid, I always wished I was a Ravens fan because that, like, being talking shit to your friends and having that like fan base and that community, that's what I was always jealous of. But I wouldn't change being a Vikings fan for the world. You know, I love the community and the fan base. But at that time, Ravens will always be my second favorite team, but I was definitely jealous back then because they got to the Super Bowl. I always thought, I was like, dude, if I was a Ravens fan, I could be watching the Super Bowl at 13 years old, man, like, and win. So I was always jealous of that. But Joe Flacco, I kind of hope they do go to the Super Bowl at least. Now, I can't, when it comes to Ravens and Browns, like, I go with the Ravens. They're my second favorite team, and I love those guys. So I got to go with the Ravens, but I'm cheering for Joe. I hope him and the Browns have a hell of a season. And I hope they make it at least a deep run. At least to the championship game would be great. Joe, congrats on clinching the playoffs. And all you Browns fans, congrats to you guys. I know it's been atrocious the past couple of decades, but you guys made it. And I want to say I give you credit. Deshaun Watson, the whole situation. If I was a fan, I might have left because that was not honorable by the owners to do. And two, all the fans are women, especially. It's Deshaun. I'm not saying you have to hate the guy, but he didn't really apologize for what he did, and it wasn't right, But I'm glad you guys get to see your team blossom, and despite the situation that they put themselves in. So congrats to you guys and Joe Flacco. I'm cheering for you, man. I hope you do well. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. I apologize for being inactive. I've been under the weather. Just haven't been really feeling that great, but I had to make this video for you guys. I want to keep this content rolling. But I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I welcome to like and subscribe to see more content like this. But hope you guys have a blessed day. Go Vikings.